Back here in the Drubner Center, second half about 2 minutes away from getting underway. We apologize to our YouTube viewers. Apparently the stream was set to go, but you had to hit the go live button because it wasn't on auto start. So we just did that. So if you're joining us, you're going to get to see the second half on YouTube. But you're probably watching on the CACC network by now anyways. However, we've got a good one for you. Post leading 32-30 in search of their first win of the season. Before we dive into that, I also wanted to note another game coming in after this. Post will take on Southern New Hampshire University men's basketball in their home opener at about 3 o'clock. Men's ice hockey is on the road right now, taking on Arcadia University, looking to avenge a 4-1 loss yesterday. It's tied at 0 after 1. But this matchup has been a good one so far, Leo. We talked about it a little before the break. AIC 11 for 38, but 9 for 21 in that second quarter with 19 points. They shaved down a 15-point deficit with a 15-2 run down the final 5:21 of the first half. How do the Eagles kind of shift things back into their favor after the halftime break to get back in control of this game and get back to really what they were doing in that first quarter?
We talked about this a little bit just before the break there and how they need to continue playing together here like they've been doing, running the offense through multiple different players here, staying aggressive down below in the paint. One thing I noticed is the offensive boards really do favor AIC right now. I believe it is 14-2. They've had a lot of second chance opportunities, have not been able to capitalize really on those yet, but emphasis on yet here as we are going into a whole new half of basketball now and momentum has already started to shift. So the Eagles need to start playing together more and continue that momentum and control the pace and control their own game while they can.
Yeah, so far the Eagles, like I said, only 7 players for them. Kivana Bennett has played all 20 minutes for AIC. For some reason, Emma Carmen is coming in on our screen as 22 minutes played, which is not possible.
She's just like that.
Yeah, I guess she's just going above and beyond. We'll have to figure that out at some point. Might just be a sub shift there we got to fix. Alyssa Rosignol also has played 20, and she is starting the second half as we notice, and you could probably notice if you're watching live on the stream, she came out with a little bit of a limp. She is dealing with a little bit of an Achilles injury, but slipped the shoe back on. It looks like she's going to be good to go for the second half. They'll definitely need her as she leads the team with 12 points, 6 of 9 shooting with 4 rebounds, which also leads the team. Eagles being out-rebounded by 11 so far in this game, 28-17. So they get the ball here to start the second half.
Props to Rosignol there as well, staying aggressive and trying to lead her team through this very difficult matchup here, even battling mentally and physically. Free ball there from Green. Rosignol battling mentally and physically through an injury there and still being able to lead her team to this hot start.
Yeah, big make there by Green from 3 to make this a 5-point game. And then a nice steal by Carmen on the pass attempt by Bennett. And the Eagles are going to slow things down here to start the second half, which I like, especially conserving energy down the stretch. They're going to need it. But like to your point, as Rosignol pulls up for a jumper, no good. She's 6 for 10 from the floor. Rosignol, I mentioned that injury. She talked about it with us a little bit earlier this year during one of the home soccer games, that it seems like when she's playing, it doesn't bother her as much as when she's not playing. And so that's been kind of working to her benefit. Loose ball foul there on Munka as it was rebounded by Green down low. So Rosignol, we saw kind of limping onto the floor, but now that she's playing, she's told me she feels like she's playing her best basketball of her career right now. Kind of hampered a little bit by that Achilles injury, but she's playing through it and has looked good so far today. Like we mentioned, 6 of 10 with the team leading 12 points. Got the ball right there outside to Porter, who fakes a 3, goes inside, jumper, no good, but it doesn't matter because I believe that's going to be Boyle called for the foul, and a big 2 shots coming here for the Eagles.
Porter's already been to the line, 3-4 times today?
So she was there. She scored the first 4 points for the Eagles, all from the free throw line. This is her 3rd time going to the free throw line now, with a chance to go 6 for 6. Eagles only 8 free throws so far, but AIC only with 8 as well. Good on the first. That's 9 points for Porter, second most on the team behind only Rosignol. And hits on the second. Back up to a 7-point game for the Eagles. A big start to the second half for them if you're them, going on a 5-0 run after the 15-2 run that the Yellow Jackets had to end the first half of play. Bennett in low, feeding outside of the corner for Martinez. Nothing but net for her. That's her 3rd 3-point attempt, the first make of the game, and her first points. Yellow Jackets now with 5 scores, and that ball goes out just in front of us. It's going to stay here with Post as Reeves tipped it out.
Loving the intensity here from both teams. It's fun to just watch their faces. I'm sure it's hard to see on stream here, but when you just watch their faces, you can tell how much passion each team has for the game and how much fun they have doing this.
Porter on the left side, Tyson inside. As you mentioned, too, the AIC Yellow Jackets off to their best start in over a decade. You know they're hungry to continue that. Just as hungry as the Eagles are to continue to try and get that first win, as Bennett's going to lay that one up and in. And just like that, a 5-0 run the other way for the Yellow Jackets after Post comes out of the break with a big responding 5-0 run. It kind of just falls by the wayside as turnovers, and that's going to be a backcourt violation by Green. Her foot was, in fact, on the line. And now AIC with a chance to, I believe, AIC has not led this entire game either. Yeah, no, they have not led or tied this game at all. The last time this game was tied, it was 0-0.
Bennett, that last bucket scorer, as we mentioned at the end of that first half there as well, on track to have a really good game here, is 2 rebounds shy of averaging a double-double, and she's quick in the paint, quick hands, quick feet. She also seems like a really good leader for this AIC team.
Carmen just with the strip attempt down low. It went out of bounds, so it'll remain on the offensive end. Last time these two teams faced off, the second half was where both teams started to battle back and forth. It was the Eagles who took a 40-38 lead after leading 38-35 earlier in that quarter, and then AIC ran away with the game the rest of the way from there because of that big third quarter that they had, where they only outscored the Eagles 23-21, but then 27-15 in the fourth to run away with that game by 19. A long three there by the Yellow Jackets is an air ball, and Green got the rebound, which will allow Post to now have another opportunity to extend this lead back to a 2-possession game. Rosino feeds Carmen
Great
beautifully
pass.
down low, but she misses, gets her own rebound, an extra dribble, and she's got the layup. Big offensive rebound there for Carmen, and the Eagles now back up 4 with 7 to go here in the third quarter. Boyle with the responding 3, no good. Rebounded by Porter, and a nice grab there. They're not going to call a travel. They're going to call a foul on Munka. That's going to be her second as Porter.
She was wiping her nose there. Maybe thought she had a bloody nose.
Yeah, just checking to make sure there's got no blood on her. Like we saw with Carmen earlier, when that happens, you have to stop the game.
Speaking of Carmen there, I think I would like to see her get a little bit more directly involved offensively. Like she just was that last possession, staying hot on the glass, jumping up for those boards, and going straight up for those second chance points.
Yeah, she had 6 first half points. Those are her first 2.
Too.
Yes,
she's
2 for 3. Yeah, so that was her first make in the paint.
Good to see her get going here early second half.
Turnovers seem to be getting going for the Eagles. Unfortunately, there's another one there is going to lead to AIC having a chance to cut this down to 1-possession game. Boyle hesitant to take that shot as she is 0 for 6 from long range so far. Reeves into the paint. Carmen looked to get the block off, but isn't going to get it. She's going to be called for a foul instead. Reeves will go to the line for 2.
Looks like Carmen just asked if that foul was on her.
It was. I mean, I could see it from this angle, and then the ref did, in fact, call it. Yeah.
Gotta be straight up.
That's only her second. No Eagles with more than 2 right now, so still in good shape there if you're Post. And another miss from the free throw line for the Yellow Jackets. They're now 5 for 9 overall from the free throw line. That was their first miss of the second half.
Got to empathize a little bit here with the Eagles. What are they, only 2, maybe 3 deep into their bench? I think we mentioned they only have 7 active players, so 2 deep into their bench here. I'm sure it's getting very difficult at this point of the game to stay disciplined.
Yeah,
doesn't excuse it, but
no, especially
I can empathize with that.
Right, and especially as the game wears on, you do have a little more wiggle room with those fouls, and you want to have that wiggle room, especially if it's a close game or you're trailing and you need to intentionally foul some people. You want to have those fouls in your back pocket and not have it be like Alyssa Rosingno who has to foul with people being fouled out already. Lancidel, though, with it, and Walker, 3-point game. Porter in the corner, passes up a 3, and he's going to dribble it back out. Now back in the corner, and it's stolen by LaCroix. LaCroix in transition to Reeves the other way, looking to make it a 1-point game or potentially a tie. Here is the Yellow Jackets, Martinez. Over to Bennett, and now Reeves. Feeds Bennett inside, looks to get it down low, kicks it back out for 3 to Martinez. Got it, that's her second of the half. And Tia Marie Martinez now 2 for 5 from three-point range, 2 for 5 overall, and a steal for AIC. And Martinez gives the Yellow Jackets their first lead of the contest with 5:51 remaining in the third quarter. A nice little 11-2 run for AIC has given them the lead for the first time today. And now, Leah, what do the Eagles have to do to not let this get out of control, but respond? This is the first time they've trailed all day long.
All of their blunders are little fixes, I think. Like we just saw that foul from Carmen. Could have been better with a little bit more discipline. I'm not saying that's all on her. It falls onto everybody on this team. And then little blunders like that in transition, maybe have better hands there at half court, especially in the paint as well, and stop AIC from getting those quick buckets. And I mean, shooters, as we know, like Martinez here for AIC, she can get things going from beyond the arc as well. She literally had a game winner at the buzzer versus Southern earlier this season. So they should look for her to get hot in the second half as well.
Yeah, Martinez 0 for 1 in the first half, only 4 minutes played with
got a bit of foul
no
trouble
points.
there,
Yeah, she had 3 fouls too, so that's why she didn't play most of the first half. But most notably right now for
full court press. Excuse me.
Yeah, as they have all game, and it's helped so far. As that's going to be oh my. They're going to call a foul on Reeves for pushing Porter into the table. The sidelines here, which you can definitely see on stream, the line is literally about a foot away from me. So if you end up out of bounds or get pushed out, you pretty much go into the table there. Fortunately, Porter's okay. Unfortunately, we didn't lose power to anything as well, because at times when people have hit the table, we had a player last year on the men's side run right into the broadcast area and knock power out to everything. But as I was saying before that transpired, Post has 5 turnovers in this quarter alone in just over 4 minutes. They had 8 in the entire first half. And as a result of that, I don't know if this isn't tracking it accurately, because it tracks certain numbers off turnovers, although I can look on my thing here. Now it looks like I don't even have it on here, unfortunately. They have 20 points off turnovers so far. There's another turnover. Nope, never mind. It's going to be kept by Post.
This game is extremely back and forth right
Lancedale from deep, and it's her first shot of the game, a big one. First made shot of the game, and it's a big one from long range, but then right back the other way. The Eagles don't get in transition. It's nearly an open 3, but a nice steal by Rosignol, feeding through traffic to Porter. Goes too long, and it's another turnover. That's 6 on the quarter for the Eagles.
You blink, you might miss a lot going on here.
Yellow Jackets have recovered from that slow start. Like I mentioned, 2 for 17 in the first, now 15 for 45. It doesn't sound impressive, but over the last 2 quarters, they've shot over 40% so far. Bennett, who has 16, being fed down low. She's 7-9 of the day. Out for 3 to Martinez, and she is on fire. Tia Marie Martinez with her third 3 of the second half, and AIC now leading 44-42.
I believe we're having a bit of a clock issue here.
Yeah, so at times the clock doesn't work here in the Drumner Center, or it stops suddenly.
Gotta love that.
And most of the time, they defer to what our statistician team does. Sometimes even for fouls, it's happened every now and then when things are going a little hectic. So that's what we were just doing right there to get everything squared away. 4:48 to go, 44-42. AIC has the lead. One of their first times today. Green feeding Rosignol down low, and the turnovers just keep coming. The Eagles now with 7 in this half alone, after only having only having 8 in the first half. And AIC's wasting no time inbounding this and going the other way. They're going to call a backcourt, and that is actually a good call. Bennett did cross the line with the ball, but she had her foot on the half-court line when that was called. So a good call, just like it was called on Green in the first half. It's a matter of inches there, but it is the right call.
Eagles getting bailed out there, but it's just small mistakes like I was just talking about with you, Mike. Green on that pass to Rosignol down below was just a bit sloppy. Rosignol couldn't quite get a hand on it there. Just small mistakes like that seem to be easy fixes, but keeps on happening to the Eagles.
Porter, the long 3, no good. Bennett with the rebound, and back the other way comes AIC. Grant, I looked for the no-look pass to Martinez, couldn't get it, but gets Bennett down low. Bennett double team, blocked by Lansendale, and Green's got it the other way. Out in transition comes Porter. Porter inside, working around Martinez. She scores, and we're tied at 44 all with 4 minutes to go here in the third.
This is a transition game. There's a lot happening between possessions here. That's where all the intensity is.
Eagles need to slow down this AIC offense. A big stop there. Grant in the corner, who struggled from 3 in the first half. Kicking out to Martinez. Grant again looks to get going. No, still can't find her touch. Lansington with another rebound, and back the other way comes Post. Tied up here at 44 all after AIC's big run to start the second half. Eagles, though, have been sloppy like we mentioned so far with the turnovers. 7 so far in this quarter after 8 in the first half. Feed from Rosigno from Green is good, and the Eagles back in front by 2.
And that looked like the Eagles from the start of the first half. They're controlling the pace. Quick passes down below lead to quick baskets for this team, and that's exactly what was working for them.
Believe it or not, only 8 shots taken from the floor in this quarter for the Eagles, and they've made 5 of them. 62.5% from the floor. And they lead by only 2 as the Yellow Jackets have come out firing in the second half. Martinez feeding down low to LaCroix, and 1. And we're tied back up at 46 with LaCroix having an opportunity to give AIC the lead back.
And here's where I bet the Eagles originally wish they had a deeper bench coming into today's game, but errors like that foul right there by Tyson just make you wish that you had more players to lean back on when things get a little tough down below.
Yeah, fortunately, like we mentioned, though, they have stayed out of foul trouble, which is good. But right now, LaCroix with a big opportunity. Tyson with 3 fouls so far. Post with only 2 in this quarter. The next one for AIC puts Post in the bonus for the remainder of the third. LaCroix, though, looking to give AIC the lead back by 1. No good on the shot. It's another missed free throw. Look, if this becomes a close finish, you have to point to the free throw differential right now. 6 for 11 AIC is from free throw line. 9 for 10 from Post. 6 of those coming from Cameron Porter so far today. And Leah, that's something when I used to coach rec ball way back in the day. 5th and 6th graders. I didn't care how old they were. I told them you had to hit 50% from the free throw line, or we're going to be running laps for the rest of practice.
50%, I would argue, is not that high of a threshold here.
Not at that age, which is why I expected at least everybody to be able to go 1 for 2, but we never could hit it. We would run multiple laps because of it.
What do you shoot from the line?
It's been several years since I've had to shoot from the line, so I'm not really sure nowadays.
Probably not in the 50s.
Probably not. I could
I'm
maybe
probably
70.
In the 30s, so. That's why these girls are on the court and we're not.
Correct.
We did mention that at the start of the game, both teams kind of poor from the line there. Post only 56%, so good to see them getting back in the swing of things there today, like you said, with 9 for 10.
Yeah, we're talking about the free throw line. Green's going to it as Gurley committed the foul, and Green's going to miss the free throws. We're talking about going at least 50% from the line. Eagles now 9 of 11, though, from the line. That was Green's first free throw of the day. All of them have come from Tyson and Porter, so Green will look to go 1 for 2 and give the Eagles the lead back here. Good on the second, Post ahead by 1, and in the bonus the rest of this third quarter. AIC coming up the court with a chance to regain the lead. The full court press still on. More towards the half court now for Post, trying to make it difficult for them to get the ball over the center line. Feed inside to Gurley. Nice steal by Porter. And it's 5-on-4 because the player down, and you don't like to see that. Munka down, but they got to let them play on. And Tyson's going to convert the easy basket because of it. And now we'll get the break as Munka is going to be checked out to see if she is okay. And for those who may be at home wondering why the play doesn't stop, Post in transition with the ball, they can't stop the possession until either AIC secures the rebound or a basket is scored, or the play that there's a dead ball, only because they have to let play on there in that situation. So Munka, you can probably see it on the stream just barely. We try to avoid showing injuries on the stream just for the players' sake, out of respect for them. But with the gym we have here, it kind of just shows whatever's on the court. Munka, though, you can see walking and getting off. She looks a little hobbled, but looks to be okay. So she'll take a seat. So far today, 0 for 1 from the floor with 2 steals and 2 fouls and 15 minutes of action. I'm also looking at Emma Carmen's numbers, and they've fixed themselves. 23 minutes now. That adds up. AIC ball, 3-point game in favor of Post.
Like you mentioned, they're Post now in the bonus with all these fouls from AIC here in the second quarter. Even for the last 2 minutes, any chance you can get to slow down the game and catch your breath is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, obviously they don't go to the line, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, for offensive fouls. That's just the change of possession. There's a change of possession. Walker with the steal. Porter in transition. And they're going to call a foul on Phillips, which I don't know if I'll be honest, I don't know if I agree with that one. I thought she got a hand on the ball first, but if you're Post, you'll take it. You get a couple of free throws here, and Phillips over here kind of like, nah, I don't think so. Still 1:50 remaining in the third. Phillips is going to come off. That's her second of the game.
It's Porter at the line again.
Yeah, Porter 6 for 6 from the line. And now 7 for 7. I was afraid I was going to accidentally jinx it there.
I thought you were going to say you were afraid to say 6-7.
No, I'm not afraid. Well, I might have to say it here.
Don't say that.
Good on the second. She's now 8 for 8 on the day. You know, we could have reached that point threshold, though, at some point.
Oh? I hope we do.
Boyle up top with it over to Reeves. Boyle for 3. No good. She has struggled today from long range. Walker picks up the rebound, and they're going to call another foul. That's a big one as the Eagles are going to get to go to the line for 2. Bennett called for the foul. That's only her second personal. That's big, too, for Bennett because she is leading the team right now in points with 16, 7 for 10 overall, but she actually has been pretty quiet in the second half. She's only got 2 points in the second half after going 6 for 8 from the floor in the first half. Walker to the line for 2. Misses the first. The Eagles 12 for 15 now from the line. Starting to miss a couple here down the stretch. 5-point game, though, in favor of Post. And good on the second. Bryant to inbound. Full court press on for the Eagles. It seemed to work so far, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Down low, the jumper by Gurley. Good. She was in space. That's the one downside of having full court defense. Carmen, that was nearly taken away by Reeves. And now Rosignol will inbound to our left. 4-point game in favor of Post. Full court press on for AIC. Lansdale tries to come over. They free up Porter. That's the one person, if you're AIC, you don't want to foul. Jump shot, no good. Rebounded by Reeves, and coming the other way with it is AIC with 1:10 to go here in the third. Reeves, full head of steam, layup, no good. Rebounded down low by Bryant. She's double teamed by Lansdale. Lansdale's going to get called for the foul. That's going to be her second. And to the line for 2 will be Bryant.
Good to see her come in here and be aggressive down below. Scoring opportunity here for the Yellow Jackets as well.
Bryant, that's her first point of the game. She hasn't shot the ball at all, too. She's got 3 rebounds and 1 assist. So 1 point for her on the 1 free throw. She's only played in 5 minutes as well so far, it says. No good on the second. Another missed free throw for AIC. Lansdale is going to get the rebound. And out in transition, the Eagles try to break. Rossignol to Porter. Back out to Carmen. Carmen feeds Walker in the corner. Back up top to Lansdale, and they'll reset. 47 seconds left, and it's back up top to Porter. They'll try and slow things down. Don't have to do too much trying to go 2 for 1 here if you don't want to, if you're the Eagles. Walker now on the right side. Back up top to Lansdale. Lansdale over to Porter. Down low to Rossignol, and she is going to be fouled by Bryant. Nope. Yes, fouled by Bryant. I saw the AIC players high-fiving each other, so I thought for a second they were able to force a turnover on the baseline because you can't really see the baseline from here. 2 shots, though, from Rossignol. Her first of the day. Good on the first. This will be the 10th free throw taken by Post in this quarter alone, as they are now 7 for 9 in the third. Good on the second. Eagles now 15 for 18 from the free throw line. A big afternoon. I mean, those are crucial points there if your Post only up by 5 right now.
It does seem like Post is starting to get a bit more confident, though, here. Start to slowly build back up a little bit of their momentum, even though AIC is still playing with great intensity here.
Yeah, this will be their first time unless something goes crazy down the stretch here, as I believe that's going to be a foul called on Carmen. Yeah, that is. Down low. They had one to give. This will be the first time that Post goes into the fourth quarter, unless something goes crazy in these final 17 seconds. They'll go into the fourth quarter with the lead. Have not led going into the fourth so far this season. Led at halftime against Chestnut Hill last game, but then things kind of fell apart in that third quarter. Not showing any signs of that today. Looking to knock off an AIC team that's 5-0. Martinez off the top of the backboard, but it's rebounded by Boyle. Last chance shot here for AIC. 6 seconds left. A nice save from the backcourt by Martinez. Reeves with 2, with 1. Layup, no good. Eagles will head into the fourth quarter, leading by 5. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter action here on the CACC Network and YouTube as Post looks for the first win of the year. All right, and we're back here on the CACC Network and YouTube for fourth quarter action. Buckle up, folks. We have a good one. Post by 5 right now, but AIC, who trailed by 15 in the first half, has kept coming back. They're not going away right now, looking to extend their season to a perfect 6-0 record. Leah, though, what do the Eagles have to do to continue their momentum right now and get that first win and end that unbeaten streak for the Yellow Jackets?
The Eagles have to stay calm here to end off this game. As we know, things can change very quickly in the game of basketball, especially when you're playing a team as good and experienced as AIC here, as we mentioned, like you just said. They are undefeated, looking to continue to extend that streak. There's a lot at stake for them here. The Eagles understand that, and they look like they've been playing with the aggression and intensity needed to match that level of play.
Yeah, and that's a big first possession to get a stop there on defense if you're the Eagles, because you give AIC a little momentum coming out of the third with the possession there, but now instead Post gets a big rebound, and now Porter has a chance to help the Eagles get a little farther ahead. Rosignol's shot, though, is going to go off the mark. This would be Post's first win against AIC since the 21-22 season. Boyle lines up the 3, nothing but net. They'll need her to get going in the fourth if the Yellow Jackets want to stay in it, as they have beaten the Eagles 9 times in the all-time series in 11 games. Eagles won back-to-back years, 2019-20 and 21-22, but it's been the Yellow Jackets the last 2 years. We're going to get a jump ball here between Green and Martinez, and early on, AIC now trying to steal some momentum back.
Boyle with that last 3 there for AIC. We looked to her to try to get things going for the Yellow Jackets in the second half overall. She couldn't do it in third. Looks like she's going to try to do it here in the fourth, obviously, as we just saw. That she's been trying to do all game here, but that would be a dangerous player to get going here.
Yeah, Boyle 3 for 13 overall, 1 for 8 from 3. That was her first made 3. Lancedo looking for another 3, no good, off the mark. She was 1 for 1 before that. Shot clock was running down, though, so she was a little rushed. Back the other way, Reeves. They call her for a offensive foul. Yeah, offensive foul on Reeves. It was hard to see it from my angle because Coach Hutchison was right in front of me. I thought for a second they called the foul on the defense.
Thought they did as well, but looked like Rosignol was straight up.
Another,
I saw as well.
Another interesting thing to note, too, AIC, we've mentioned, it's their best start since the 2015-16 campaign. That year they started the year 15-0. Rosignol down low, feeds Green. The shot, no good, but there's a foul before the shot. It's going to send the Eagles to the line for 2. As that one goes against Bennett, that's going to be her 3rd of the game. Quick check-in on the men's ice hockey team. Currently trailing Arcadia 2-1 in the second period. Scotty Swain making his return to the lineup, scored the only goal so far for Post, who lost yesterday 4-1, as another made free throw for the Eagles, and Green, who is now 2 for 3 from the line, looking to go 3 for 4, and she will. The Eagles now 17 for 20 from the free throw line. You got to think maybe that's what they were working on over Thanksgiving break.
It's a great turn of events here for the Eagles.
Martinez up top. She got going in the 3rd. Into the corner for 3 is Boyle. No good. And now it's going to be rebound down low by Reeves, and she's going to be fouled by Tyson. That's a big foul there. I believe that is her. Yeah, that's her 4th.
The only Eagle with 4 fouls. We got a couple with 3, and Emma Carmen, as we just saw, was Porter. Porter there as well with 3.
Now Porter's actually only got 2. At least according to my screen. Sometimes I look at the turnover category instead, too, right, so that's where I get confused, because she does have 3 turnovers.
Nope, you're right. So, excuse me, Tyson with 3.
Oh, what a nice draw by Porter. Offensive foul. It's going to be called on Munka. And Munka, it's good to see back out there. She has her knee wrapped up, but looks to be okay now. Full court press for AIC. 4-point game, 7:49 remaining. The clock started a little late, I think, but Lancidel up top. Over to Porter on the right side. Feeding Carmen inside, back out to Porter. Baseline jumper, nails it. 16 points for Cameron Porter. 4 for 6 from the floor, 8 for 8 from the free throw line with 5 assists. The team leading 5 assists.
Porter, their leading scorer as well with 11.7 points per game. She's already obviously surpassed that today, like you just said.
Another miss by AIC. They're going to call a travel on Green when she came down with the rebound off the miss from Reeves. Yeah, Porter's been big, and this is, again, without the helping of your second leading scorer, Jasmine Day-Cox, although you could argue Porter and Day-Cox are the leading scorers just because of the games played and the ratios, because right now Tyson with 8 points, obviously with 2 games played, would change her points per game quite drastically. 3 from Martinez off the mark. And that's going to go off of an AIC player. It was either Munka or Bennett. Landsidel right there. Rosignol on the inbound, gets it to Landsidel. Moving it up ahead to Porter. Porter inside, looked for the jumper and then kicks it out to Carmen for 3. No. Off the mark and back the other way with it comes Reeves. Full head of steam. She's going to pull it back out and slow things down. Martinez up top with it. She looks to be leading the charge offensively now for the Yellow Jackets here in the second half so far. Reeves back to Martinez, over to Boyle on the right side. Boyle back over to Reeves. The 3-ball passes it up. Martinez now has it. Down to the baseline to Munka. Munka, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Bennett, and she misses. Reeves, and she misses. And Porter gets the rebound. Another offensive rebound for the Yellow Jackets, who so far they have 17. And with that one, that was 18 offensive rebounds in just under 3.5 quarters of action. Post now will look to come the other way, though, and extend this 6-point lead. Porter down low to Rosignol. Rosignol feeds Green inside, and that's good as gold for the Eagles. 6:01 remaining, and Hutchinson calls the timeout. The Eagles have opened up an 8-point lead, their largest since the first half. And Leah, it seems like momentum has now swung back in favor of Post.
Both teams not backing down here. Both teams staying offensive on the glass with the rebounds and on the second chance points here. Even just down in the paint below in general with layups like we just saw there. Loving what I'm seeing, loving the aggression. That's exactly what you want in this fourth quarter of the game here with so much on the line for AIC.
And I just was mentioning the offensive rebounds. At some point we've said AIC is going to probably break out and start making those second chance opportunities. I'm trying to see, I believe there is a category for second chance points. Second chance points right now for AIC, they only have 3. So despite all those offensive rebounds, they're not getting a lot of those second chance points.
actually has more second chance points with a lot less opportunities.
Yeah, with only 3 offensive
4,
rebounds.
Still,
yeah. 4 points. I mean, still, they only have that many.
They're capitalizing off AIC's mistakes exactly what they should be doing. They probably came into this game assuming that there wasn't going to be a lot of mistakes that they could capitalize off of. As AIC, as we know, 5-0, like we've said so many times today. They have a lot of great pieces to their team.
Reeves, long 3, in and out. Munka, though, gets fouled, and that's a foul you don't want to commit if you're Claire Green down low.
We just talked about the Eagles need to stay aggressive in the paint here, so for a foul, I mean, how many does Green have?
That's only her first. So her and Walker have
good.
none. Well, now Green has 1, but she's still good. Tyson's the one you want to be careful. Tyson's not even on the floor right now. We'll probably bring her in the final 2-3 minutes if I had to guess. Reeves goes in, no good. And it's rebounded by Walker. And the other way with it comes Post, a chance to make this a double-digit ball game.
If it does come down to that and the game is still really close in those final 2-3 minutes, Tyson has to come back in to alleviate her teammates here. She's going to have to be careful, which is really not an ideal situation for the Eagles.
Rosignol feeds Carmen. Oh, what a block there. Looks like that was by Reeves. She's doing a little bit of everything right now. Chelsea Reeves, 7 points, 2 for 9 field goal percentage from the field, 2 for 5 from three-point range, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and a big second block there. Only the third of the day for AIC as a team. Walker to inbound, though. Eagles still with a chance to take a double-digit edge. Carmen, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Munka, and back comes the Yellow Jackets with 5 minutes to go. Grant back in the game. Bennett gets it back up to Reeves. Reeves, Boyle, 3, no good. Off the front of the rim, Grant flies in for the rebound, and it's going to stay here. Yellow Jackets ball. Peyton Grant, we mentioned somebody you thought that could heat up. Only 3 points so far, 1 for 8 overall, 1 for 7 from three-point range.
I want to go back to singing the praises of Reeves here a little bit. She just hit 500 career rebounds a few games ago. I believe that was after their game versus DUville. She does a little bit of everything. She's got a lot of experience, another leader for this AIC team. Another thing I saw about Reeves, she plays the drums, if you didn't know. If you play any instruments, you know how difficult that is. So
I played the trumpet in 4th grade and never again, as blowing by everybody there was Munka for 2. My brother was the drummer of the family.
Did you? Oh, really?
He did. He did play all through high school.
I used to play the flute. I was actually really good at it.
Walker up top, Lancidel with it. Eagles with a 6-point lead, 4.5 to go. Carmen inside, it's stripped away. Bennett's gonna go on the other offensive end. Oh man, she botched a wide open layup. Peyton Grant gets the rebound, and Walker with some great defense. That's what we talked about today. It's the second chance looks that they're getting because of simple misses like that really on a normal day, it feels like AIC probably wouldn't have missed in their first 5 games, but today, nothing seems to be falling for them. Nothing easy's been falling for them.
I mean, even a few games into the season, basketball is such a draining game. Your body's already got to be hurting. Tyson coming back in the game a little earlier than I would have thought. That just disrupted my entire train of thought. I was not expecting to look up and see that here.
Both teams had 5 days off before this game as well. Hey, look, she's making an immediate impact, and then she gets fouled by Grant. That's a big 4th foul for AIC because from here on out, everything is on the line for Post, who you really don't want to send to the line at this point, shooting 85% as a team so far. And we're starting to see those first quarter shooting woes rear their ugly head for AIC. 2 of 12 so far in this quarter overall, 1 for 5 from three-point range, and they haven't been able to get to the line at all so far.
One more foul for AIC. They put the Eagles back in the bonus again here, which, as we saw down the stretch in the third quarter, started to shift the momentum back in favor of the Eagles as well.
And they just called it. There's the 5th foul. And that's going to be called on Phillips. And now everything is on the line for the Eagles. Emma Carmen was doing a technical foul symbol trying to see if they would tee up Phillips. I don't think they're going to do that.
Good thing she's not the ref.
Although they do have to be careful here. The last thing you want to draw is a technical foul and give the Eagles the ball back after the free throws. So we could hear Phillips just in front of us. Referee's rationale for calling the foul was that they were saying Phillips landed on the player, Tyson, instead of the ball. Hard to kind of tell from our angle. The ref would probably have a little bit better of an angle, but you can make the judgment at home.
Some of those things as well, if he wasn't going to call a foul, like, you can't even barely stop your body from doing that.
Dead silence here in the Drubner Center for that
Yeah,
free
but
throw.
awkward.
I'm sure the players probably just heard you commentating, Leah.
That's fine.
Nails the second. 19 for 22 from the line today, post. Season best so far. And it's going to be everything from the free throw line down the stretch here if AIC commits any fouls. Phillips over to Reeves. Reeves, who has been trying to get everything going for the team here in the fourth. Feeds it to Phillips, and that's just momentum killer if you're post. That's on Carmen. That's her fourth. Big fourth foul, and going to the line now for for one is Phillips because of the made shot. And good on the free throw, makes it a 5-point game. Porter to Carmen, 3.5 to go. Lancedale with it up top. Feeds it to Tyson, down low to Green. Green inside to Carmen, stripped away, but Green gets it back. And she had a wide open Carmen, but she's going to take it herself. Hutchison wanted a 3-second call, then a steal. Lancedale with her own rebound, and it's going to be a foul called on Reeves. The Eagles going to the line for 2 in a 7-point game. And they did all this without Alyssa Rosingno on the floor, and I'm sorry I didn't even just realize that until she came back out. 4 scorers in double digits now for the Eagles.
You would have asked me before this game if I thought this is how it was going to turn out. I would have told you absolutely not.
No, the feeling overall in general, just in talking to people, was that this wasn't going to be not only in favor of post as heavily as it has been, but as close of a game as it has been.
It's been a great game.
And we've been treated to a beauty here in the home opener. Nearly another offensive rebound for post. Now that was a little bit of a bump up by Lancedale, but going to get away with it. Reeves with it, 8-point game. 3 ball there by Gurley, and that's a big one that they needed. It makes it a 5-point game. 3 minutes to go after Lancedale seemed to give momentum back in the Eagles' favor. She went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Eagles now 20 of 24 from there. Everything is going to be from the free throw line from here, though, if AIC commits any sort of foul, even if it's outside of a shot opportunity for post.
I was just going to say that, Mike. There's still plenty of time left for things to go either way here, but those fouls are really going to come back to eat at AIC here.
I don't know how Porter managed to feed that through 2 defenders who were right next to Rosignol, but she did, and Rosignol hits the baseline jumper to take a team lead in the points, 18-16. As Leah, we've hit it. We've hit the 6-7 point marks. 67 points for Eagles.
Everybody can say thank you to Ryan for that.
2.5 to go as that jumper's hit for AIC. Fitting time to call the timeout, too. Yeah, Ryan just did the motion. I didn't realize it.
All the kids in the crowd are doing it. There we go.
And, part of me was kind of hoping it would end with the score being 67 for us, but we'll take what we can get. It would make for a better Instagram post.
It could go to overtime, 67-67.
This is true, too. We don't want that, though.
We don't want that.
No.
We want good basketball, though. That'd be great basketball.
Which we've seen some great basketball today, and hopefully we'll see great basketball after this. About an hour and a half from now, post men's basketball will take the floor against Southern New Hampshire University. in a East Region matchup. That's a rematch, actually, of the NCAA tournament a couple of years ago when Post made it back during the 23-24 season. And stick with us if this result holds. We'll have a couple of post-game interviews. I mean, really, right now, we have the players we'd probably want to bring on. The problem is with it being such a close game, that can change in a moment's notice if someone does something down the stretch that's amazing. As it's going to be Post ball with 2:23 remaining in the game, in the regulation. Rosignol to inbound. Gets it to Lancidel. Back over to Rosignol. They're across the half-court line here with 2:20 and counting to go. 30-second shot clock in women's basketball. Carmen's now got it. Only a few possessions separate the Eagles between a win, their first win of the season, but so do a couple possessions the other way, as that's a bad turnover there. Phillips gets it. And now Reeves, mid-range, got it. Three-point game, under 2 to go.
A lot of confidence behind that shot. Another thing I want to point out, Carmen right now with 4 fouls. She knows she's got to be careful down there in the paint on the defense.
Porter, spin move. I mean,
Porter doing everything today.
Yeah, Porter doing everything there, and it's an unfortunate spot that she kind of did the little bit of extra to go there, which I think resulted in her kind of taking the contact, because everything is free throws right now for Post, as Gurley's going to pick up the foul. Porter's going to go to the line for 2. Tyson's checking back in for Carmen, both of which have 4 fouls, so got to think that's going to be the rotation the rest of the way. Porter's going to go to the line for her 9th and 10th free throws as she's holding that shooting wrist, actually. 3-point game, big chance here to make it a 2-possession game if you're the Eagles. Good on the first, 9 for 9.
Seems like that shooting wrist is holding up pretty well still.
Every Eagle with a free throw made so far, except Emma Carmen, who has not seen the line at all today. Good on the second, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Wow. 18 points for Porter and Rosignol, combining to lead the way for the 7-man squad. Reeves up top, minute and a half to go. Bennett now. It's been quiet this half. Martinez, who had a big third, who's also been quiet here in the fourth. Boyle, who's had an all-around quiet game on the floor as well. Really, outside of Bennett and Martinez, it's been a very quiet game for everybody. Boyle finally gets a big 2. 9 points for her. 4 for 15, 4 for 16 shooting now. And they're trying to trap Lancidel in the backcourt. 1:18 to go here in regulation. It's just a 3-point game. Lancidel gets out of trouble. She's trying to get it up to Porter or somebody up top who's the primary carrier of the ball in these situations. Rosignol's got it back over to Porter. 1 minute remaining here in regulation, 69-67. Post looking for their first win of the season and to knock off the 5-0 Yellow Jackets. Tyson with it. Covered by Reeves. Back out to Rosignol for 3 at the buzzer. Can't hit. Rebound the other way by Bennett. 48 seconds to go. No timeout called by AIC. They're going to slow things down here. Reeves out to Martinez. Martinez, can I take a breath at some point? Not yet. Not till we hit the end of regulation. Reeves out for 3 to Boyle. No good. She's 1 for 11. But the rebound by Bennett, no go. And then Bennett's second chance opportunity doesn't go. 28.4 seconds left. Bennett to the line for 2. And the Eagles still leading by 3.
I like that shot by Boyle on the wing there, staying confident, taking that 3. She is probably still who I would want to take that shot here, coming down at the end of the game.
Free throws will give me a bit of a breather as well. Bennett is 1 rebound away from a double-double. She's got 18 points, and she's 2 for 4 from the free throw line. AIC is struggling 8 for 14 so far from the line today, but that's a big make there. 28 seconds left, so shot clock is off.
No pressure here for Bennett.
Drains the second, and they're going to call a timeout. So with 28.4 seconds left, ball will advance to midcourt. 30-second timeout. Leah, off this inbound, what does Post have to do to get some space, or what do they have to do to kind of get this clock run down as much as possible and take home this victory?
Play their own game, maybe get inside, get down in the paint, just get a bucket. Get a bucket, create as much of a gap as you can between your own score and AIC's. Obviously, that is how you win games. But the sooner they can do that, actually, I'm going to leave this up to you. What would you do if you're Coach Burns right now? Do you run the clock down and keep your lead?
I think you make them go to the free throw, make you go to the free throw line,
Draw
honestly.
foul.
You don't want to take a shot too early because if you look at a 1-point game, if you're trying to take that shot inside, it's still a one-possession game. Then you could play the game of, well, do we foul from them before they take a shot so they go to the line and only get 2 shots? But you don't want to play the foul game with how short your bench is. Although Walker has 0 fouls, so you could ideally put her in and just keep fouling people. I try and get this ball inbounded to Porter and force them to foul Porter because they're not going to want to foul Porter with 10 free throws made on 10 attempts. They're going to try and get that ball away from Porter. If anything, they might try and double team her on the inbounds.
Assuming they stall a bit here first, obviously.
Correct.
Run the clock down a little bit at least, try to get a bucket.
And Post can throw it in the backcourt. I don't think they want to, though. So I think the play right here is you're going to see Porter cut up from the bottom and come towards the ball. There it is. There's the cut. But they can't get it to her, and she's hit in the face. And they're going to call a foul on in another area. I couldn't see who drew it, but it's called on Gurley. Reeves has 4 fouls, by the way, too, so she's 1 away from fouling out.
Looks like it'll be Rosignol going to the line.
Yeah, Rosignol to the line for 2. She's 2 for 2 on the day. Tied for the team lead in points with 18. Still a 1-possession game, no matter what she does.
I mean, hey, if they weren't going to send Porter to the line, if they didn't want to send Porter to the line, I probably wouldn't want to send Rosignol either.
No, neither of those are ones you'd really want to. I mean, of course, you have to get the ball, force them to get the ball to somebody who's shooting poorly from the free throw line, which no one is today. Big couple of makes, forces the timeout from Hutchison. As we look here, if you look across the free throw percentages, Lansdale coming into the day had not taken a free throw. She's taken 2 today. She's 1 for 2. Mackenzie Ford's not playing, but she was shooting 50%. Claire Green's a 62% free throw shooter. Carmen was 1,000 coming into the day and will remain 1,000 unless she gets to the line. Tyson at 70%. Date Cox actually was the weakest link here for players with the most at 33.3. Porter at 57.1 coming into the day, and Rosignol at 60%. So yeah, like you said, you really want to avoid fouling those two as they're your biggest free throw takers.
We got Peyton Grant checking in here too for AIC, like we mentioned earlier a few times. She is one of their best 3-point shooters. Hasn't been too great from beyond the arc today, though.
Yeah, 1 for 7 from beyond the arc, 1 for 8 overall, 4 rebounds. AIC has out-rebounded Post 46-33, and a lot of that has been on the offensive glass. As I look at offensive rebounds, 23-5 is just an absurd amount of chances that AIC has had, and they only have 7 second chance points so far. I mean, really, if you're Courtney Burns and you come away with this win, you're excited because you get your first win, but man, do you have a lot of work to do in terms of your rebounding game when you look at a number like that, because that's not going to happen night in and night out. Big possession here for AIC. Does Post potentially foul as the clock gets down lower and avoid an outside shooter from getting an opportunity? Reeves, double team. Bennett inside. Bennett, layup. No good. Rebounded by Boyle. Gets it out for 3. Martinez. Yes!
Oh, my
With
God.
12.5 to go. Tia Marie Martinez with the clutch 3. Her first in a while.
I have chills right now.
5
This is
for
great
10.
basketball.
5 for 10 overall, 4 for 9 from three-point range, 14 points, the second most on the team. And it's a second chance opportunities. Boyle with an offensive rebound off Bennett's missed. And just like that now, Post is going to have a chance to win this with 12.5 to go. Leah, what do the Eagles do now on this inbounds?
Slow things down. I don't know. You need a bucket as quick as you can possibly get it. I say just get in the paint, stay aggressive. I probably wouldn't risk taking a 3 there from beyond the arc, as you mentioned. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. They've been okay today. Not great.
Post 33.3
so much pressure
from the 3. In my opinion, what you do with 12 seconds left is you take that shot with about 3 seconds left so you have a chance at an offensive rebound, but not enough time to allow AIC, because I don't know if they have any timeouts left. That would be good to know, but I don't have that anywhere. That way they can't get a timeout and advance the ball to half court and have a last-second shot. You take that shot with about 2-3 seconds left, an offensive rebound gives you one more opportunity at the buzzer to win this. Post looking for their first win of the season, tied at 71 all with 12.5 to go. it'll be Green to inbound. Rossigno, Porter, Lansdale, and Carmen, the other 4 on the floor. Porter, who's been hot from the free throw line, with it at the top of the key. Porter wasting down clock. 6 seconds left. Are they going to try and isolate someone down low? Rossigno to Porter, and it's a turnover. Bennett at the buzzer. Wide, and we're headed to overtime. 71-71 on the turnover that was forced on Porter. The Eagles will look to make some magic here in the overtime frame. 5 minutes on the clock. We'll be back in about 30 seconds. If you're just joining us, you have seen a thriller, or you haven't seen a thriller. You're missing a thriller. It's 71 all here in the fourth. There's been so much action. I had to go quickly run to the bathroom and come back to get back here in time. An all-new ball game, though. 71-71 all on the clutch 3 by Tia Marie Martinez with 12.5 seconds to go, and then a strip on Cameron Porter led to Kavana Bennett's three-point from half court that went way over the backboard. And now here we go. We'll jump it at center court. 71-71 all. 5 minutes on the clock. Buckle up, folks. This has been a good one, and it promises to have more action here in the final 5. Or who knows if it's only going to be 5 minutes at this point, Leah. Boyle for 3 in the corner. No good. Rebounded down low by Reeves. No good. Watch for Reeves and Gurley. 4 fouls each, as well as Carmen and Tyson so far. I mean, here we're getting into the nitty-gritty of it now.
I want to emphasize what you said earlier about this being a completely different game now. This is 5 minutes of a fresh clock, 5 minutes fresh for both teams. I just heard Coach Hutchison for AIC telling her players, that she didn't want to give Post any easy buckets. So they're really going to have to work for their points now here down the stretch on an entirely new clock.
Nothing easy about playing against this AIC defense in the second half. And
doing exactly what Hutchinson advised them to.
Yeah, Rossigno with just a short jumper. That's going to go down as a shot clock violation with 4:12 to go. And now back the other way, the Yellow Jackets will have a chance to take their first lead since 4:11 in the third quarter. It was 44-42 at that time. Reeves has to be careful not to even draw an offensive foul. She's been hot-headed going to the hoop, and she's got to kind of avoid doing that here. Boyle for 3 in the corner. Still can't get that shot going. She is now 1 for 12 from 3 today. Rossigno falls on the ground, getting it to Porter. Porter across half court, and it's stripped. Gurley the other way. In transition to Boyle. Lancettle's going to get called for the foul and 1. And that's a big shot from Boyle, who is struggling now with 11 points.
That's just a bad foul if you're the Eagles as well. Last thing you need from AIC is for them to get more points on the board.
Yeah, it looked like Lansdale was about to get a hand in there for the block and then just couldn't at the last minute. And shot goes down, and now it's a chance to make it a three-point game. We mentioned not a lot of three-point shooting from the Eagles today. Makes it feel more like a two-possession game, even though it is only one possession game. But they've had their moments from long range. It's just the turnovers are killing the Eagles after having just 8 in the first half, 21 overall. So you can do the math on that. Porter, floater, looked like it. I think someone got a hand on it. I couldn't really see. Now Martinez up at the top of the key. AIC going to slow things down just a little bit. They have their largest lead of the game at 3 and looking to add to it. Post, on the other hand, trying to get back into it, and bank shot 3 there by Reeves, her 3rd of the game, and it's a 6-point AIC lead with 3:05 to go in the overtime frame. Rosignol right back to it. See what she can do on this defense, and they're going to call a foul. Remember, now both teams are in the bonus the rest of the way because the fouls do not reset in overtime. That's going to be called on Bennett. That's her 4th. So that's a big 4th foul if you're Bennett. 3 players for AIC now with 4 fouls. 2 of them are on the floor right now. Another big make from the free throw line for the Eagles, who are now 25 for 29, I believe. This takes a minute to update, so I try and do the math before it shows. Good on the second, and those are 2 big free throws if you're the Eagles to make it a 4-point game. Reeves and Bennett out there playing with 4. Gurley on the bench has 4 as well. Martinez leading the offense up top. She's kind of taken over this game. Boyle in the corner for 3, no good. Short again. Rosignol, big rebound, an opportunity for the Eagles here to pull back in within 2 or 1. Feed down low to Carmen, and they're going to call a charge, and that's going to be it for Emma Carmen. She fouls out, I believe.
She should have.
Yeah, now they're saying she fouled out, and they're bringing in Tiara Tyson, who
also has 4.
1 away from fouling out also. But there really isn't too many people they can go to right now. It's either that or Jaslyn Walker is the only other player left on the Eagles bench.
They are going to need some size on the interior there, as we've seen AIC so aggressive down below, especially at this point in the game now.
Yeah, borderline call there too, just outside of the cylinder, the restricted area. And now the Eagles need to get a big defensive stop here after it almost looked like Carmen had the shot to make it a 2-point game. Bennett, it's nearly stripped away. Gurley missed the shot. Excuse me, not Gurley. Munka missed the shot. And they're going to give the ball to Post.
That was great discipline there by Tyson. Straight up on the defense when she did not have to. I mean, she kind of did have to do that, but very easy not to do that in this game.
2 minutes to go. This is a huge possession if you're Post. Lancido with it. And Rosignol is being pushed around, and they're going to call a foul on AIC. That's going to be on Munka. That's 4 fouls on Munka now. So they got 3 players out there on the floor right now with 4. This game could really change right now, even though AIC is up by 4. Not only if Rosignol hits these, but an offensive foul, another defensive foul, a loose ball, like anything can really change momentum for either team right now. 5-point game, excuse me, 3-point game. Looking at Emma Carmen's fouls on my screen.
Math is hard.
And now it's a 2-point game with 1:58 remaining. Post has responded with a little run of their own. 77-75, Reeves met at half court by Porter and Lancido. A double team going here, Boyle on the right side. Martinez here on the left, down low to Munka. Munka feeds back up top to Reeves. Reeves looks at the shot clock, 13 seconds and counting. Reeves over to Boyle, Boyle back to Reeves. Reeves, floater, no good. Rebounded by Rosignol, that's going to be a loose ball foul. Reeves is fouled out of the game.
That's huge. That's a huge momentum shift if you're the Eagles.
And Alyssa Rosignol is going to have a chance to tie the game up. Chelsea Reeves is now out after scoring 12 points, going 4 for 12 from the floor with a 3 for 6 shooting day from three-point land.
She's done a bit of everything for the Yellow Jackets as well today.
Now, keep in mind, too, Rosignol with a chance to tie here. And hits the second. Looks like Reeves is checking back in, so they must have the... There's a little bit of confusion. On my screen here, I see Reeves is listed with 5 fouls. Clearly something was off about who was awarded a foul previously, and she should have 4. So that's got to get figured out. But so Reeves is still eligible to play. They've got to figure out where that other foul is distributed to, especially with multiple girls in foul trouble for AIC right now. That could affect if it's Martinez who's supposed to be called for a foul or what. That's got to be checked with the book as soon as possible. Game tied there with a minute left. Martinez up top, who had a big shot at the end of regulation, feeds Bennett down low. She's fouled on the shot. I think Green is going to draw it, so that's going to be only her second. Yes, that's Green's second. Bennett will go to the line for 2. Reeves is checking back in, so she did only have 4, which begs the question then where this 5th foul is coming from. Bennett to the line for 2. We'll have a chance to give AIC the lead back. So that ends a 5-0 run for Post. And she nails the second. Lancedale on the inbound. 2-point game after a couple of subs just came in for AIC. Porter with it up top. Rosingno, who's been on fire in this overtime frame, does it again. 28 for Alyssa Rosingno, 9 from the field. She's also 10 for 10 from the free throw line. We're tied at 79, under a minute to go. And AIC wasting no time coming back down. Reeves over to Gurley. Gurley tries to feed inside. It's stripped away. No, Rosingno can't hold on. It stays with AIC. Phillips wide open at the baseline. They can't find her. Reeves has it up top. 30 seconds left. 10 on the shot clock. Timeout. Kristen Hutchison and AIC with 32.0 seconds left. 9 seconds on the shot clock. We'll take a quick break here and bring it back here in a moment. So we're still trying to figure out the whole situation with the Reeves fouls. Everybody except the live stats has 4 for her. So it's clearly a stat issue that will get fixed by the end of the game. It's just we don't know if somebody else now has potentially 4 and might foul out on a moment's notice. 9 seconds on the shot clock. They whittled it down 1 more for AIC. Reeves stripped away. Rosingno the other way. Shot clock off. Eagles will have a chance to hold for last shot. 20 seconds left in overtime. 79 all. Lancedale over to Porter. 17 and counting. I don't know if Burns has a timeout to burn here, but she might want to if they need to. Down here. 10 seconds left. Porter with it up top. She's waiting it down. 6, 5. Rosingno inside. Jumper. No good. Rebounded by Rosingno at the buzzer. She's got it. Alyssa Rosingno, say goodnight to the Yellow Jackets. She hits the buzzer beater, and the Eagles go home victorious, knocking off undefeated AIC 81-79 in their 2025-26 home opener here in the Drubner Center. Alyssa Rosingno, 30 points on 10 for 17 shooting, none bigger than that one at the buzzer, and the Eagles win it here at home. Leah, break down what we just saw there if you can.
Tenacity. That was great by Alyssa Rosingno. That is the type of experience that this Post Eagles team needs to rely on. I think that's exactly where experience comes into play there. You don't want anybody else besides Rosingno taking that final shot there. And as you said, no shot that she took today mattered more than that one right there. Wow, that encapsulated this entire game. I have nothing to say besides wow.
She missed it short first, got her own rebound. I don't know how she got around a couple of AIC defenders to get that one off. I mean, no doubt, we're going to have her as the player of the game coming in to talk to us in a moment. We'll get the camera down from up top and talk to her soon. But we'll take a quick break here to kind of catch our breath from that last 50 seconds. We'll talk to Alyssa, and then we'll kind of go from there and kind of recap what we just saw before we get ready for the men's game in about an hour from now. Post wins in overtime against undefeated AIC 81-79, and Mike Vescia joined alongside Alyssa Rosino. Alyssa, 30 points, 10 of 17 shooting, 10 of 10 from the free throw line. What happened on that final play, though? We got to talk about that buzzer beater right there. What did you see? What happened?
We're down players. I was like, I'm not going to another OT. I think we knew we were going to win that game. We came together. There was no point where I thought it was out of reach. I'm so thankful for my team. We're low players. We had 7. Not many teams would keep going with that. And I don't know. I just love them, and I'm grateful for them. And I thought that, like, I felt so much support that I was like, I'm not going out with a loss.
And you mentioned 7 players, and you only played with 6 in the overtime because Emma Carmen fouls out. But how do you guys play together and play for a full 45 minutes together with only 7 people constantly having to rotate in and out?
We talk about turning the corner a lot. Last year we started off rocky, and then we finished the season with winning 7 in a row until that loss away. But I think it's about family. Like, truly, I love them like family. We fight like family. Even with Emma on the bench, her presence is always there. She's talking, she's hyping me up, anyone up. So I think that, like, today it was about us, like, losing some players. Like, it was always about us, and I never thought we lost sight of that.
And then talk about, I'm looking at your stats right here, too. You had 12 points in the second half, so do the math on that. You had a big second half with 18. What led to that momentum in the second half, especially as AIC started to shoot better from the floor? But what kind of helps you kind of find your rhythm in that game? We saw you come out of the halftime locker room and you don't have your shoe on right now.
I know, I have a bad ankle.
Yeah, you're limping around, but then you going out there and you would have thought nothing happened.
Yeah, you know, like, you do it for the people next to you. You have to stop thinking about yourself. And I thought today that's what we did. I have started off with a rocky couple games, but I knew, like, what I'm capable and what I can bring to this team and how I can help them. And like, all in my mind today was, like, the people next to me. I'm like, I don't want to watch them have to fight for another however many minutes. Like, I just felt today like everyone brought it, and I felt like we all felt so supported, and like we were like, let's do this for each other.
And finally, first win of the season. All 3 of your losses were by double digits, and now you come out with this performance.
Yeah.
How do you build on this with momentum going into the conference slate coming up on the road against Bridgeport this week and going on the rest of the season?
I think we just have to not lose sight of, like, the end goal. I think we can't make excuses either. Like, everyone in the country's tired. We always say that. Everyone in the country is hurting. Everyone in the country's sore. So we can't feel bad for ourselves. We just have to continue to work. We have to do what we can with what we have. But I thought this past week has been a great week of practice. People are bought in, locked in, a lot of team time, especially during break. Everyone's gone. We just hang out with each other. So I'm really excited for the next couple games.
Alyssa Rosignol, the junior, with 30 points, 10 for 10 from the free throw line in the buzzer beater. Post University gets their first win of the season, 81-79 on her buzzer beater against the undefeated AIC. Yellow Jackets no more undefeated. Drumner Center, we're signing off. Mike Vesci and Alyssa Rosignol. We'll have men's basketball coming up in about an hour from now here on the CACC Network and YouTube.
Oh.